Hi students, welcome to the next session of alternating current. So we were discussing about LCR circuit and we discussed about sharpness of resonance quality factor, wattless current, and we discussed some problem on impedance, current, resultant voltage and power factor. Now end of the PU topic, that is called transformer and the LC oscillator. I told you to see in first PU SHM condition. I wrote on the board on the day at the end of that session. So SHM condition we came to know A is directly proportional to minus Y. What is Y there? Displacement. Displacement along Y direction. So same like that we can write along X axis also, X direction. That is nothing but A is directly proportional to minus X. What is A there? Acceleration. Y is displacement. Minus is giving both are in opposite direction. This is the condition for SHM. Isn't it? If you simplify this, A is equal to how you write? Minus omega square Y. Did you remember? Minus omega square Y. So time period derivation we use it to derive time period of simple pendulum. There you got this equation. Isn't it? Therefore, I told you to see once first PU simple harmonic motion. What is Y also you can know. What is Y here? A sin omega t plus phi or A sin omega t. If initial phase is 0, omega t. If initially some phase is there, omega t plus phi. Y is equal to A sin omega t plus phi. So if you wrote it x here, what it is going to become? A cos omega t plus phi. Only that is the difference. How this sin and cos came already we discussed in first page. Okay. So y is equal to A sin omega t, x equal to A cos omega t plus phi. What is A here? Maximum displacement, that is called amplitude. If you bring this one this side, A plus omega square y is equal to 0. How we will write acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity. What is velocity? Rate of change of displacement dy by dt plus omega square y. So d square y dt square plus omega square y equal to 0. So this is called second order equation we will say in mathematics. For this what is the solution? For y what we give? Solution for this equation. If you put y is equal to this one, A sin omega t plus phi, so you will get this equation. This is the solution. Y is equal to, this is the solution. So this is first PU related topic. This one we are going to apply for our LC oscillator. So LC oscillator or LC oscillations. In that both L and C will be. What is L there? Inductor. What is C? Capacitor. How those will be connected means simply those two will be connected like this. So this is one capacitor. This is one inductor. So both got connected like this. Whenever we got connected, first capacitor is going to be charged. So we have taken fully charged capacitor. Fully charged capacitor means what will be stored in this? Which energy will be stored in the capacitor? Electrical energy. Isn't it? What is the energy formula we can know? U is equal to Q square by 2C. In this charge and capacity C is available. We charge this capacitor up to charge Q. Isn't it? Q square by 2C. Now initial energy stored in capacitor is electrical energy. Now this entire energy is going to be transferred to inductor. Isn't it? How it is going to be transferred? We will see one by one, step by step diagram. So then you will understand. Okay. So here LC oscillator. LC oscillator means what is oscillating? What is oscillating means capacitor and inductor will not oscillate. So energy is going to be oscillated. In simple pendulum also energy is going to be changing, oscillating. How it is changing means potential energy is converting as kinetic energy converting as potential energy. So to give idea on this, already you came to know this. If you are taking simple pendulum, here which energy will be there? Here velocity is 0. Therefore, potential energy is not equal to 0. Here velocity will be there. Therefore, kinetic energy not equal to 0, but potential energy is going to be 0. Correct only? So, here potential energy is converting as kinetic energy. Same like that. In capacitor, which energy will be there? Electrical energy will be there. Now, electrical energy. In inductor, which amount of energy will be there? So, already you derived this equation in previous lesson. So, energy stored in this magnetic energy, that is nothing but L square by 2I. Correct only? Or of Li square. So, that is the equation you will be already coming to know. Isn't it? So that energy, which energy we are calling it as? Here we are calling it as potential energy is converting as kinetic energy. Here electrical energy is converting as magnetic energy. Magnetic energy means, so you had this derivation for 3 marks, very important. Not L square by 2, that is of Li square. This L square by 2 is first year formula. L is angular momentum, I is moment of inertia. So this is inductance and current. This is magnetic energy. Now, in this oscillator, LC oscillator, what is oscillating? Electrical energy is going to convert as magnetic energy. Magnetic energy is going to convert as electrical energy. How potential energy is converting as kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is converting as potential energy in simple pendulum. Same like that in this oscillator also, energy is going to be oscillated. How it is converting? Electrical energy to magnetic energy. So whenever we connected this fully charged capacitor to this inductor, so some amount of charge is going to be flown. So the amount of charge flowing per unit time, that is only current. Whenever current is changing within this inductor, what is going to be converted? It is going to produce magnetic energy. So already this one in electromagnetic induction you came to know all this. So step by step I am going to give the diagram. First, initially only electrical energy will be present initially. So in this there is no magnetic energy. U is equal to Q square by 2C. So what is the magnetic energy? 0. There is no energy in this. When we connected this one for capacitor, then what is going to happen is some amount of charge is going to be flown through this inductor. Then some amount of energy is going to be decreased. At the time, what will happen means this is going to be around this, which energy will be there? Magnetic energy will be there. In this, some amount of electrical energy will be there, some amount of magnetic energy will be there. But here there is no magnetic energy, only electrical energy. After that, some time. So total energy is going to be converted as magnetic energy. At the time, UV is 0, UV is of Li square. Now see, initially magnetic energy is 0, some magnetic energy. Now total electrical energy is converted into magnetic energy. Now total electric energy became like this. So this is also like this. So positive amplitude, negative amplitude means like this, like this. Whenever they change. If you are taken here, which energy is 0? Kinetic energy is 0. If you are taken here, so potential energy is 0, kinetic energy is not 0. If you are taken here, so both will not be 0. Both energies will be there, same like this. Now it is here. Now it is coming at negative amplitude. Negative amplitude means how this one is going to be coming means like this. While drawing the diagram, very important. Now which energy is there here? Only magnetic energy. What about electrical energy? 0. Now it is going to be reversed. If it is positive, it is negative. Then this is going to become positive. This is going to become negative. Now this is which energy? Electrical energy. This is in which energy? Magnetic. Now it is coming to this stage, but this stage it is coming, but signs positive and negative is going to be interchanged. Why? Because energy is in this left side. Okay. Now again, a positive negative. Now this entire magnetic energy is converting as electrical energy. Now U is U square by 2c. UB is 0. So these are the changes of oscillating different items for oscillating the energy. In this, what is oscillating? Energy is going to be oscillating. For this only we are going to get equation. How we are going to get the equation? So in this some amount of potential, in this some amount of potential will be there, isn't it? So what is the potential across capacitor? V is equal to Q by C. So what is the induced EMF developed in the inductor? E is equal to minus L di by dt. Correct only? So if you wrote this equation, E is equal to V. So both are going to be equal. Or you can add this, because both are connected parallel, therefore what is same? So potential is same, but this is going to give opposite. Both are means the magnetic energy which is developing within the inductor is going to oppose the current. Already you came to know. So E is nothing but minus L di by dt. This is opposition. That is nothing but Q by C. If you have taken this Q by C plus L di by dt is going to become 0. So di by dt plus Q by LC. di by dt plus Q by LC is going to become 0. Next, what is I here? I is nothing but the amount of current passing through the inductor. So I formula, rate of change of charge. I is equal to dq by dt. So I is equal to minus dq by dt. Why I wrote minus? I will explain for you, because to cancel here. So di by dt means if you substitute here, d square q by dt square plus q by LC is going to become 0. Okay. So to make it plus, I wrote I is equal to minus dq by dt. Just minus is giving direction. You don't need to worry about minus. But why we have to write, I will explain for you. Okay. So what is Q now? We have to see this equation and this equation. So d square y by dt square equal to plus omega square y equal to 0. So d square q by dt square plus q by LC equal to 0. In place of y, what is there? In place of y, what is there? Q is there, isn't it? So q is equal to, we want solution. What is the solution? I will write. And in place of omega square, what is there? In place of omega square here, 1 by LC is there. So compare this equation with d square y by dt square plus omega square y is equal to 0. So if it is y means, I told you a sin omega. If it is x means a cos omega t plus phi. So this is going to be horizontal we will take. Therefore here we are going to take it as x. Whenever we are taking it as x, what is the solution for x? A cos omega t plus phi. Therefore q is equal to, in place of a you will get q naught, the maximum charge, which is initially present. Q naught cos omega t plus phi. So q is equal to q naught cos omega t plus phi is the solution for this one. Why? Because if you differentiate this one, I is equal to minus dq by dt, then what you will be getting? Once you can check, I is equal to minus dq by dt. Then why I wrote minus, you will understand. Minus derivative of this one, q naught derivative of cos theta minus sin theta, minus sin omega t plus phi into omega. Minus minus will be cancelled. Q naught omega sin omega t plus phi. I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus phi. What is I naught here? Q Q naught omega. So this is the solution. Therefore, Q is equal to Q naught cos omega t plus phi is the solution for this equation. Now if you see, what is omega square? Omega square is nothing but 1 by LC. Isn't it? You can take there omega square equal to, now this equation part is over. I hope you understood why I wrote this equation. So omega square, what is that? Omega square. Now just see the comparison. Omega square is equal to, what is that? 1 by LC. Then omega is 1 by root LC. What we can do? Time period of this LC oscillator. Actually that is not there in our book. Just I am giving omega is nothing but we can know 2 by t is equal to 1 by root LC. And t is equal to, what you will be getting? T is equal to 2 pi root LC. Correct only? So this T will be coming root LC. This is the time period of this oscillator. This is not required for you. Just I wrote by comparing this equation. This is the solution. I naught is equal to Q naught omega. This is the maximum or peak value of the current while oscillating. Whenever here it is coming means what is the peak value of current means this L we can, sorry, I naught we can calculate if we substitute Q naught and omega. What is omega means? This one 1 by root LC. L value is inductance, C value is capacitance. This is about LC oscillator. In LC oscillator, energy is going to be oscillating. Not L and C will not oscillate. In simple pendulum is oscillating, not like that. So energy is going to be oscillating. Which energy is converting as which energy? Electrical energy is going to convert as magnetic energy. Why? Because in a capacitor we used to store electrical charge. In inductor we used to store magnetic charge. These two derivations are also important. Already we derived in capacitor's lesson. This one Q square by 2C. In inductor EMI lesson or moving charges magnetism. In EMI lesson we derived this equation of Li square. Energy stored in inductor. We derived the formula. So therefore, how these are going to be exchanged? So this is very important. How the energy is going to be oscillating also very important. Okay. See our next and last concept in PU, that is called transformer. I think this is there or not there, I forgot. Transformer, because it is important for both PU and the competitive also. In the name only it is there. It is going to be transformer. What it is going to transform means, I think you heard in common words transformer. What it will do means it is going to transfer high voltage to low voltage. High voltage to low voltage or low voltage to high voltage. Low voltage to high voltage. So the device which converts high voltage to or transfers high voltage to low voltage or low voltage to high voltage. So same thing they will say. How they will say means high voltage means low current to high current they will say. So when we have to say low current to high current means high voltage at low current or low current at high voltage. Whenever voltage is high, current is going to be low. So this is in common word we will say current is going to be dim means we will say low voltage. Current is going to be dim means, so that voltage we have to say actual word physics. In physics we have to say that is high voltage. How we will say means total current came from the source, therefore voltage is going to become down. Okay, so that is the meaning of it. So actually at high voltage you will be having low current. So transformer is a device which converts low current at high voltage to high current at low voltage. To not to get confused, what you have to write means first we can write high voltage to low voltage. Then high voltage is high means their current is low, you have to write. So low current at high voltage to high current at low voltage. So this is the use of transformer. Why we have to use transformer? So in first PU, if we might have seen means properties of liquids. Why we will use locks? Locks means gate. Once we use gate, we remove means so much flow of water is going to be flown. We increase the velocity of the water by using lock or gate. Same like this, we will use transformer to transfer the current for substations or parts. Okay, low current at high voltage to high current at low voltage. Transformer converts like this. Okay, so this is the use of transformer or definition of transformer. Now what is the construction? So what is the construction means? So in transformer what will be there? One soft iron core will be there. Iron core means it is made up of soft iron. So many metal plates we arrange like this, each on, one on, another like this. Okay, so in rectangular frame. On this, two coils, two wires or coils are wound. This is called primary coil. This is called secondary coil. So this one they gave in two ways in our textbook. Either this diagram or first diagram, both are correct. So these are two wires which are wound on the soft iron core. This is called soft iron core. So these are the wires wounded on the soft iron core. So this one we are going to connect for alternating voltage source. When we connect this primary coil is first coil. Primary coil for alternating voltage, then this is going to be sent some amount of current, isn't it? So whenever current is passing through this, what will be developed in this? Magnetic flux is going to be developed within this coil. This magnetic flux is going to transfer from here to like this. This flux is going to transfer like this, and this flux is going to be changed in secondary coil. So by changing the magnetic flux in secondary coil, what you will be getting? Induced current you will be getting, isn't it? Therefore, in this current which is going to be developed is secondary current. In this current is nothing but primary current. Okay, so the current developed in the secondary coil is secondary current, IS they will say. So I. So this IS is nothing but induced current. This current came because of this one. How it came is, so by producing the current in the primary coil, we got magnetic flux. By transferring this magnetic flux to secondary coil, so in EMI you got, by changing the magnetic flux into the coil, you will be getting induced current. So the current we are going to get in this. Okay, so this is the construction and working of transformer. So in this, losses will be there. So losses means, so total flux here, let us assume 50 Webers flux got produced. This total 50 Webers flux is going through. This means some amount of flux may lose through this. So we will eliminate that one by using lamination for this transformer. Okay, lacquer. They will use the material to laminate this one. So those will be there in your textbook. Once you can see those words. So by using lamination, we can reduce the loss of magnetic flux which is transferring from primary coil to secondary coil. So four losses will be there. We will discuss it at the end of the transformer. So first we will see equation part. Now this is the construction and working of transformer, primary coil, secondary coil. So in this, some number of turns will be there in primary coil, that is nothing but NP. Number of turns in secondary coil, NS they will say. Okay. So the induced EMF developed in the secondary coil. How will you write induced EMF in secondary coil? ES is equal to, what is the formula? N d phi by dt. Primary NP d phi by dt. So the amount of flux transfer producing here, same amount of flux is going here. Therefore, this is going to be same in both primary and secondary. If you divide means ES by EP is equal to NS by NP. This formula we use from EMI lesson. Already you came to know that formula. Induced EMF developed in the coil is always directly proportional to rate of change of magnetic flux linked with that coil, isn't it? So that according to Faraday's laws, you came to know this one. ES by VP. In some books, this one only they will write VS by VP is equal to NS by NP. So NS means number of turns in secondary coil. Sorry, NS by NP, ES by number of turns in primary coil. Vs means voltage across secondary coil, voltage across primary coil. This ratio we are calling it as transformers ratio. Okay. So if total flux is going to be changed passing through this means that transformer is 100% efficient. If transformer is 100% efficient means input power is equal to output power. Input power is equal to output power. When? If transformer is 100% efficient. If you are efficient means if you give 10 problems as homework, if you solve 10 problems, input is equal to output. I give 10 problems, you solve 10 problems. Then you are 100% efficient. Same like that, how much I am giving input power, if you are getting same output power, then this transformer is also 100% efficient. But no student is 100% efficient, therefore like that, no transformer is 100%. If it is 100% efficient, then the case we are discussing. In power formula we can do voltage into current. Voltage into current. Vs Is is equal to Vp, then Vs by Vp is equal to Ip by Is. If you use this formula here, then this is the ratio Vs by Vp equal to Ip by Is, that is equal to Ns by Ns. So this ratio we are calling it as transformer ratio. They will give out of these 4, 3 they will give, any one they will ask, or find the transformer ratio they will ask. Vs, Vp they will give, Ip they will give, Is they will ask. What is the current in secondary coil? So this is about equation part for transformer. So what is the definition of transformer? Construction working, and the principle will be there. What is the principle of transformer? What is the principle means? The flux is going here. These two coils are not in contact, but current is going to be induced. Current is going to be induced means is the self induction or mutual induction means. So in one coil flux is going to be changed, in another coil current is going to be induced. Therefore this induction is nothing but mutual induction. Therefore what is the principle of transformer means? Mutual induction. They will say in common word mutual understanding. Mutual understanding means understanding between two people. This is also understanding between two coils. That is nothing but mutual induction. Mutual induction is the principle of transformer. Definition means transformer converts high voltage to low. If you forgot this one means to write, simply remember this one. High voltage to low voltage or low voltage to high voltage. Otherwise, write this. Low current at high voltage to high current at low voltage. So construction on soft iron core we are going to form two different wires, primary coil and secondary coil. On one soft iron core they will say this one. Okay. What is the principle means? Mutual induction is the principle. This is nothing but equation part or theory part on this transformer. In these two types of transformers will be there. One is step up transformer, step down transformer. Step up means we can remember in simple logic way. So we will be having secondary coil and primary coil. If number of turns are more in secondary coil, Ns is greater than Np. Number of turns in secondary coil is greater than number of turns in primary coil. Then in secondary coil more number of turns are there means that is up, step up transformer. Step down transformer, reverse, Ns is less than Np. So in secondary coil if you have number of turns less, if you want diagrammatically means like this. So Ns is more. Here 2 turns you can take, here more number of turns. This is called step up transformer. If you want to write this one. So this is called step down transformer. There are 2 types of transformers, step up and step down transformer. At the end we have to discuss loss of transformer. So we discussed about step up, step down transformer, everything. So that is the theory part. And another one is there, energy losses in transformer. So very important for 1 mark or 2 mark questions they will ask. Sometimes they ask 3 mark question also. What are the losses of energy in transformer they ask. So first one already I discussed with you, flux leakage. Flux leakage. So flux leakage means I told you from one end to another end flux is going to be transferred. While going to be transferred, it is going to be leaked from sides. So it should not happen. So if flux is going to be leakage is going to happen means how much flux is going to develop in primary coil? In secondary coil, same amount of flux is not going to be transferred. At the time, you will have some energy is going to be lost, magnetic energy we will say. So second one. So heat energy, that is nothing but this one is going to come because of the resistance of winding wires. So we have only two wires, one is primary, secondary. Further resistance is going to there means it will oppose some amount of current which to not to flow. Because of that one, some heat is going to be developed. So because of that, we are going to lose some amount of energy. Next one, eddy currents. So when eddy current is going to be developed, whenever a coil or the substance, right, the substance which is having, so magnetic flux is going to be varied means in this what is going to be developed, eddy currents are going to be developed. So these eddy currents are going to be developing because of changing variation of magnetic flux linked with this substance. Okay, solid or plate we will say. So metal plate. So these eddy currents are going to be developed unnecessarily. We don't want this, but these are going to be developed. Because of that, some energy is going to be lost. Last one, magnetic hysteresis. So magnetic hysteresis. So sir explained one graph like this, isn't it? Did you remember? Magnetic hysteresis. So because of this one, the lag behind the applied magnetic field and the original magnetic field. So B and H. They gave one graph like this, coercivity, intensity we defined. So this magnetic hysteresis is going to happen in that transformer. All these are energy losses of transformer. Okay, next say one problem, simple problem on the transformer. Problem is like big, but by solving we will get very easy. Remaining we will see on competitive. Today we will stop after this problem. Later we will see remaining all problems, more difficult and more difficult problems we will see in competitive by next session onwards. A power transmission line feeds input power 2300 volts input power at this much voltage to a step down transformer with its primary winding having 4000 turns. So primary coil is having 4000 turns. And what should be the number of turns in the secondary coil they are asking in order to get the output power at 230 volts. Output power at 230 volts means this is Vs or Vp. Primary or secondary mean output means that is secondary. Therefore, they gave Vs. Secondary voltage 230 volts. Primary voltage how much? 2300 volts. Like that. Number of turns in primary. So in primary, how many number of turns? 4000. So secondary, how many there are? What is the formula? Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by Np. Sometimes they will ask current. Current means Ip by Is you have to write. That small change you have to take care. Otherwise you will get wrong. So Vs by Vp, Ns by Np. But current means Ip by Is. Okay. Now we have to find Ns. Ns is equal to, so this Np is coming this side, Np into Vs by Vp. What is Np here? 4000 into Vs by Vp, 230 by 2300. So one 0 will be cancelled, another 0 cancelled, 20 to 20. Simple problem. This is 400 turns. So in secondary coil to get 230 at 230 volts output power, you require 400 turns in secondary coil. See here, primary coil how many turns it is having? 4000. Secondary coil 400. Therefore, it is which transformer? Step down transformer. If more we got means that is step up transformer. This is the end of alternating current PU part. Now tomorrow or next session onwards we are going to discuss competitive part. So once you got competitive part well, each and every problem what they are going to give in PU you should solve. So by solving in alternating current problems I told you should do calculator. We should use calculator in a proper way. But for competitive you should not use calculator. Cancel. They are going to give like easily cancelling problems only they will give. But in PU, whenever you are using calculator, you should be very careful, especially alternating current problems. In the square root will be there, square will be there, and all this. Okay. So again we will meet in next session.